Hi, I'm Sarah Thomas, and I'm having a seat at the table with Wiley Brazier.
Come have a seat at the table. You've got a seat at the table. Let's have a seat at the table with Wiley Brazier.
All right, welcome everyone to A Seat at the Table. I am your host, Wiley Brazier V, and today it is my pleasure to have the Dr. Sarah Jane Thomas. Thank you for coming on to the show and having a seat at the table here with me, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
So for those of you who do not know who Sarah is, let me tell you a little bit about her. Sarah is a regional technology coordinator in Prince George's County Public Schools. Sarah is also a Google certified innovator, a Google education trainer, and founder of the EduMatch project, which promotes connection and collaboration among educators around the world. Through EduMatch, Sarah has published 3 collaborative books: EduMatch Snapshot in Education in 2016, the EduMatch Teacher's Recipe Guide in 2017, and EduMatch Snapshot in Education also last year. Sarah is also on the leadership team of the ISTE Digital Equity PLN. Sarah recently graduated from George Mason University with a doctoral degree in education. Congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
She had a concentration in international education. She also holds a master's degree from Howard University in the field of curriculum and instruction. Sarah was also designated as ASCD Emerging Leader in 2016 and was named Prince George County's Public Schools Outstanding Educator Using Technology in 2015. She is also a winner of the 2014 Digital Innovation in Learning Award in the Sharing is Caring category and was named by the National School Board Association as one of the 20 to watch in 2015. She was part of the technical working group that refreshed the International Society for Technology in Education, the ISTE standards for educators in 2016-17. And in 2017, she received the ISTE Making It Happen Award. Sarah, I got to get like you, okay?
Thank you.
My bio needs some work here after reading yours.
Oh, whatever.
On everything. Congratulations on everything.
Oh, thank you so much. You're too kind.
So in your bio, we talked about EduMatch. And so for those of the people that are listening and watching, could you let the listeners know exactly what is EduMatch?
Absolutely. So EduMatch is a grassroots organization that just started up one day off of a random conversation that I was having with a friend of mine. And, she said some things and she sounded like my cousin. I just had a conversation with him about a month prior about what he used to do when he was teaching math. And so I said, okay, like my cousin and you and this other guy that we know, the 3 of you should meet and talk shop. So I looked on Twitter, tried to see if there was anything that introduced person A to person B to person C. There was nothing there. So I just set up a Twitter handle, EduMatch, and just tweeted out about what I hope to accomplish with it. And then soon someone in Australia said, I'm willing to try. So tweeted out stuff about him over the course of 24 hours. He said, this is great. So from there, I just built a website, Google form, and as people have joined, they brought their ideas. So now we've expanded to a reach of about 30,000. And, we do a lot of things together. We still match people based on common interests, but it's evolved from that. And now we do like a weekly-ish podcast. We also do, we've written 3 books together, as you said, Wiley, and we have some solo book authors that are going to be releasing their products before the end of the summer. And in addition, we just opened a nonprofit. So as we speak, I'm working on a 501c3 paperwork, and we should be getting ready to rock with that in a few months as well. So it's been an exciting ride.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So you came about from trying to connect just a few people, and now it's over 30,000 people across the globe. That's
Yeah, yeah.
that's phenomenal. And
Thank you.
so how long has it been in existence? And like how when did this start? I know you said you had the idea to connect them, but how long ago was this?
This that conversation started September 26, 2014, around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's funny because I have the very first tweet, so I know like I can timestamp it in my brain. So yeah, so that's when it began exactly. So the 26th of September.
Okay, so I know that there are three books that have been published. Um, so two things. Can you tell me? I know one of them is a recipe guide, right?
Yep,
So,
yep.
so educators can cook is what we want to let the world know, right? But
Right.
but the other two, the snapshots in education. Can you tell us about what those are about?
Absolutely. So the idea came around because we had grown so much in 2015 that the need for a trademark started to appear. So definitely, so that when people hear the word EduMatch, then they'll get this, they'll feel what we want them to feel, which is about the power of everyone working together and sharing their stories and things like that. So just wanted to make sure that that word EduMatch was trademarked. So I was looking over the list, what things can be trademarked. And one of the things was a book. And previously in the group, then many people had shared their goals. They were saying, oh, on my bucket list, I want to be a published author. I want to be published. I want to be published. I want to be published. So it just kind of clicked in my mind. I was just like, okay, well, let's do this. And I threw the idea out to a few people in EduMatch, and they were just like, yeah, let's do this. Let's pilot it. So that was when the very first snapshot book came. So we had 20 people from all over the United States submit chapters about everything that they were doing in education that current year. So the school year 2016. So and then so that one came out in December 2016, and then we put out the call again the following year, and at that point we had 33 or 34 viable submissions. One of them was even from a student, but it truly went international because we had 6 countries represented, 4 continents. And
Wow. Wow.
yes, yeah, thanks. So we're putting out the call again this year. So if anybody wants to join us, then just, you can just tweet at EduMatch, edu_match, I should say. And definitely can get anybody in who wants to be in. Maybe we'll have 3 volumes this year. We had 2 last year. So
All
yeah.
right, cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna have to go ahead and put my pen to paper or let my fingers do the walking on my keyboard.
Yes, please do.
Um, so where can they find the books for those who want to get a copy of the previous books? Where can they find them?
Absolutely. Well, they're all housed on our site, edumatch.org/books. So they are available. We have free versions for the crowdsourced books, and definitely we want to, get the word out, get the information out. So there are, for the first 3 books, there are free PDF versions available. In addition, we kind of have something for everybody's learning style. So me, I love books on Kindle because, you can kind of take your phone everywhere and just have that Kindle app on there and make your annotations. So we have Kindle versions available. We also have paperback versions because some people just really like holding that book. So we have paperback versions available of of Snapshot 2016 and 2017. And then for the cookbook, then we have it on Lulu, a hardback version, because when you're cooking, you don't want a paperback book where it's going to get all soggy and everything.
Yeah.
So we have a hardback book, and the link to that is available on our site as well. So just edumatch.org/books.
All right, cool. So it sounds like EduMatch is really growing and doing a whole lot of things. Do you have any some other projects? Like I think you have is there Ed Camp EduMatch?
There is, yeah. We've done 3 EdCamp EduMatch, and that's always the first Saturday in August. So we do it using MIT Unhangouts, which is a really great platform. So anybody who is doing virtual events for connecting, check that out. It's like a great free resource where you can have kind of like an EdCamp feel online. And it does it through Google Hangouts, and you can even stream it. So it's really cool. So MIT Unhangouts is where we do it, and we do it every first Saturday in August.
Okay, so it's not a in place. It's not a in person. It's virtual.
That's a good point that you're bringing up. So I kind of alluded to the EduMatch Foundation, our nonprofit. So we're hoping that this year is going to be, maybe if all goes well, our first year where we're going to have a hybrid online and face-to-face. So that may happen in 2018. It may happen in 2019, but we're hoping to have some regional chapters set up shortly. So once we get all set up on this business side, then we're going to get rocking and rolling.
Oh, wow. A blended ed camp, hybrid ed camp. Wow, that definitely sounds phenomenal. So,
Thank you.
So, what's the overall, like, where do you see EduMatch in the future? Like, where is it going? Like, you're doing a whole lot right now, and you're building and building and building. And so, where do you see it in the future?
In the future, like, we have big plans, like the foundation members, like we have 5 members of the board. So once we get all set up, then we're going to, make a big announcement. But we've been talking for months and months and months about where we want this to go as a foundation, and also ideas for EduMatch in general. And, like, EduMatch has grown from the ideas of the members that people have been bringing in. But I'll tease to a couple of things that we want to see happen. We would love to see an EduMatch national conference, which we're hoping to get in gear in 2019. So fingers crossed on that. So yeah. And also, like, possibly an EduMatch app. So that's probably going to come a little further down the line. But I think, like, there's no real end goal, because you kind of got to be flexible with the times, So I feel like wherever we're destined to go, then that's where we're going to go. But I would love to see it be around for a really long time. I would love to see it outlive me. I would love to see it, like, be around, like, I won't see it, but would love it if it were around, like, in 100 years, 500 years. That would be really, really.
Yeah, that is great. You have to kind of be flexible. I like that point that you made about being flexible and letting the mission drive you, and let's see where it takes you to, So, I have this quote that I use all the time, that those in education, especially those who are not flexible, are subject to be bent out of shape. So
I love that.
So the next thing is, I know you do tweet and talk. Okay, I want to talk about some of these different projects because you have a lot going on, right? So tweet and talk. So tell me, tell us about tweet and talk.
Absolutely. So tweet and talk is it was one of the ideas of some of our members. So Tammy Neal, Amanda Lanachek, she was Amanda Rogers at the time. But they said, why don't we, do like a Google Hangout / Twitter chat? And I said, yes, absolutely. So this was like in May 2015 where we had the first one. I want to say it was like the 31st of May. So Tammy and I had previously done something for Connected Educator Month with our friend Ashley Hurley, where we kind of went time zone to time zone, 8 p.m. Eastern all the way to Pacific that first year. And we had like a video panel, and we also had like a Twitter chat in the background. So Tammy and Amanda said, why don't you try this for EduMatch? And I said, yes, that is an awesome idea. So we got it kicked off like in late May 2015, and it's mostly weekly. It's not every Sunday, because sometimes we're traveling with holidays and stuff like that, then we have to just kind of make accommodations. But it is a 15-minute ish video panel / Twitter chat where, we have guest moderators who come in and they drop questions. So we usually have like 4 or 5 questions that people answer on Twitter as well as on video panel. So all of these topics are crowdsourced. The video panelists are crowdsourced as well. So, sometimes you tend to see like the same people over and over and over, like giving their perspective, and that kind of creates an echo chamber. So really we wanted to disrupt that. And anyone who wanted a chance to grab the mic, you have a chance to grab the mic. Just share your thoughts on whatever topic. So that's all on our EduMatch website under the podcast tab, so people can sign up for upcoming episodes. We schedule them out about 5 at a time. And then once those 5 are up, then we schedule out another 5. So we have stuff scheduled up until mid-April, I want to say. So different topics. We're doing one tomorrow about using social media for learning. So that should be cool. And then in addition to that, we also do special episodes every now and then when we want to deep dive and really get someone's perspective. So it was great to have you on an episode not too long ago, a couple weeks back. And so that one's going to be edited as a video podcast to put on YouTube, as well as an audio to put on iTunes, Stitcher, all the ways that people can get podcasts.
Great. And it was a pleasure. I had fun talking to you that day and just discussing everything. So I know, it sounds like EduMatch is the place to be. Sounds like EduMatch is like the place to be. But I know you have a few other projects in addition to it. We just mentioned EdCamp, EduMatch, but what is EdCamp Voice?
Oh yeah, EdCamp Voice is it's an EdCamp that we used to do it twice a year, but now we're consolidating to once a year. So this was an idea that came out of a Voxer group. Was having a discussion with several friends in a Voxer group, and it came up, Voxer would be a great platform to do an EdCamp. So we originally called it EdCamp Voxer, but then people started getting confused, thinking that Voxer was throwing in EdCamp, and we're like, no. So we changed the name to EdCamp Voice. But yeah, there were 7 of us when we first started, I want to name everybody, but I can't because I'm going to forget somebody invariably. But I do want to give a shout out to Regina Schaefer. We're going to be bringing it back in July, like the July, I believe the Monday right after ISTE. So, after ISTE, everyone gets that ISTE hangover where they really want to, they really want like more learning. So that's why we strategically scheduled it on that day, so that the learning could continue and we can maybe help with some of that ISTE hangover. But the great thing about it too is that, number one, like, using that Voxer platform, and you can literally be in every room if you want to be in every room. And in addition to that, then also it really gives a voice to anyone who wants to talk. Like, I know for me, I'm at an EdCamp right now, so shout out to EdCamp Metro DC. Yeah, we have Matt Pratt in the house, so Matt Pratt is in the room right now. Yep.
All right. Tell Matt hello.
Oh, Wiley says hello. So he's saying hi. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Yes.
Yep. So yeah, I'm at an EdCamp right now, and they are doing an awesome job. Like, this is just an amazing EdCamp, and I love the fact that they have like a back channel, because that's really helping me as an introvert. One of the things I really struggle with is cutting people off. So another reason that the EdCamp on Voxer works is because you don't have to worry about cutting people off. You could just like jump in when you need to jump in and say what you have to say. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. So edcampvoice.com or .org, I can't remember right now, but it's one of those.
They just need to go to both of them. You got a lot of different things going on. They need to go to both. Ed Squad. What is up with Ed Squad? What is the Ed Squad?
All right, so Ed Squad was kind of an ambitious undertaking, right? I have to preface that by saying it was an ambitious undertaking. So initially, the idea was that it would be kind of self-running with like minimal type of tweaking here and there. But there's a lot that went into it. So the idea behind it was to, for all of our virtual, free events, then it's like, why not just kind of get everybody to work together and like market it, market these events to each other's audiences, because a lot of times people want to know about things, but they don't know. So instead of like this crew being over here and this crew being over here, I mean, we have like a similar mission to just get people the knowledge and get people sharing and talking. So why not just join forces, like with our powers combined, and just kind of get the word out. So that was what we're trying to do with the Ed Squad. There were other things in there that kind of emerged as it went on, because I was just like, I would love to know about, opportunities for this, that, and the other. So just kind of throwing them all on there. So there were some crowdsourced forums and things like that. But in theory and in reality are two different things. So it got to be a lot of management. And at this current time, then, my hands are in a lot of different pots. So it's become unsustainable for me. So I've temporarily pulled the plug. However, I have a pinned tweet up there that if anybody wants to help out with it in any capacity, just as much or as little time as you want to give it, then we will revive at least that part of it. So if anybody wants to help out with the Ed Squad, just holler at me. There's like different things on there. There's like calls for proposals. So people who want to, present at conferences and stuff like that, that's way out of date. I do not have the time to keep that updated. And there's, different, like a calendar of different things that's still going to stay up there. The website's going to stay up as long as it's paid. It's paid through the year. So I think I have a few more months on that, but yeah, we'll keep it going as long as there's a need for it. But, so if there's a need, if there's a desire, then definitely we will bring it back and keep it going for as long as there's that need and that desire.
I love the vision for it though, because it's kind of like, we're all educators and have our superpowers. So, I'm a big Marvel and Avengers fan, so it's kind of like, everybody, Avengers assemble, so bring everyone together so that we can all truly be like one team and one mission, So I really like that, because we say it a lot, but saying it and implementing it is two different things. All right, so so you are like everywhere, and I told you before. Like, first off, let me say, you just mentioned that you're an extrovert. You're an introvert. So you're like the most extroverted introvert that I know, though. I will say that. And
that's funny.
It seems like you are everywhere and like you never sleep, right? So do you have any but I know you have to get some time in to recharge. So do you have any recommendations or tools on how to manage your social media?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that's a great question. And I have to respond to the extroverted introvert comment. That's hilarious. Because right before this, I was having a conversation with one of my friends who mentioned the same thing. And I mean, like a lot of it is smoke and mirrors, A lot of it is smoke and mirrors. I am nowhere near as extroverted as people seem to think I am. But I mean, a lot of it is just faking it till you make it, And I mean, I love people. I love connecting with people, love learning from people. My comfort zone is social media. So a lot of times you'll find me hiding behind a keyboard, even at an ed camp, a lot of times I'll just back channel on the document because it takes me a while to process what I want to say to make sure that it comes out the way I want it to come out. So writing is kind of like my go-to. But to answer your question, I'm sorry, I'm getting way off track. In terms of social media tools, then I would highly recommend Social Jukebox, which, you can be like the infomercial guy, set it and forget it. And it'll just keep on tweeting out stuff at a set interval, preset interval. Of course, you don't want to bombard people, but it lets you use Twitter, Facebook, what else? Instagram. Wait, no, maybe not Instagram. I'm sorry. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I think that might be it. But then if you also use Buffer, that lets you do Instagram as well as Pinterest and Google+. So I like using those two tools in conjunction. I use the Buffer the very first time I tweet something out, so I only have to tweet it out one time. That's it, just one time, and it goes everywhere I need it to go. But then if I wanted to recur, like if I wanted to come back again and again, then I'll go to Social Jukebox and plug it in there, and then I don't have to worry about it. I can even, like, for the paid plan, then you can get it to cut off when you want it to cut off. So those are my two go-tos. And Adobe Spark and Adobe Video to create graphics, to create these graphics, because it's always more eye-catching, like with the graphic.
All right, cool. And I'll drop the links to all of those resources in the show notes. So we're going to change it up a little bit, because remember, we're having a seat at the table. So yes, we're going to talk shop, but then we're going to talk you as well. So and this next part, I actually got this idea from you. You were the first one to introduce me to some of these different types of questions, right? This are Fast Friends protocol, and I love it. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
So right here, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one ability, quality, or ability, what would it be?
I would say I would want the ability to control time. Like, and I want the real deal ability to control time. I do not want to be like that movie Click where that remote control went haywire and next thing you know, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but but I want to like be able to slow down time, rewind time. Like right now, I feel myself being like really nostalgic, you know, and I also realized that like I'm probably in, well, I don't want to say this and jinx anything, so I'm going to rephrase what I say. I'm going to repurpose what I was about to say. This is a really good time in my life right now. And I want to be able to just kind of slow down and enjoy it. Cause I feel like a lot of times it's like, go, go, go. But definitely if I could control time, I would not fast forward anything. If anything, I would like pause, rewind, maybe go back like a little bit and experience it again. Maybe do a couple things differently, but I would say definitely the ability to control time.
Definitely. And let me tell you, if people have not seen Click by now, you know, something's wrong. So it shouldn't be a spoiler at this point. But it is a great movie. It's been on all types of television and everything. All right. So I definitely understand that piece. Look, so if you could take a 1-month trip anywhere in the world and money were no consideration, where would you go and what would you do?
That's a good one. Oh my gosh. I think what I would do, I would probably go, my first instinct is to say go to sleep, but I think that might be cheating. So, but a physical location, I would, Haiti, because my family is from Haiti and I've only been there once. But I definitely want to go back and I would love to just connect with my heritage. I was there for like 3 days. And I mean, in 3 days, you just kind of get to skim the surface, but I would love to just kind of be immersed in it because I mean, it's beautiful. You know, the people, beautiful. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because I'm one of the people. So I don't know if I just like called myself beautiful, but, but no, coming off the plane, it felt like going home for the first time. And I mean, that's what it was. So I would go to Haiti and spend a lot more time there.
All right, cool. So you have done a lot. So what are some of your next goals?
Some of my next goals, oh man, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't have a plan. That's the crazy thing. It's just like, I'm so much of a paradox because I can plan the mess out of anything. But for me personally, I do not have a plan. I don't know. I just go where it feels right. There's some chapters of my life I have not yet explored that I would love to, if the opportunities present themselves. So, you know, I've been like kind of a professional student. I've been in school from the time I was 3 up until December when I graduated. And I'm not going to say I'm never going back to school, but I'm taking a little bit of a break. Law school has always been something I've been interested in. But right now I think I need to, you know, find out who Sarah is if Sarah is not in school. So I don't know, you know, if it's in the cards to, you know, maybe one day, you know, Mr. Right will come along and, you know, have a family. That would be great. But that's definitely something that I'll, if the opportunity presents itself, I would be open to it.
All right, cool. So I love the free spiritness. Okay. You are very free spirited and let life take you where it takes you. So where can people go to learn more? You mentioned a couple of links and everything, but I want to make sure we cover this before we go. Where can people go to learn more about EduMatch? And then also, how can they connect with you?
Definitely. So for EduMatch on Twitter, we are at edu_match, hashtag EduMatch. Our website is edumatch.org, and there's a big sign up button on the top right-hand side. So if you fill out that information, it'll drop you into our database. You'll also see on the databases page, there's an awesome table of EduMatchers. So people can connect there with other folks who they might have similar interests with. And for me personally, my Twitter is at Sarah the Teacher. So that's SarahDaTeacher. TEECHUR. And my website, my blog, I would say, is medium.com/@SarahTheTeacher. Also, SarahJaneThomas.com and SarahTheTeacher.com. So I have way too many websites.
That just means you're everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
So before we go, can you either tell us a joke? I try to get a little laughter in here so people can see your personality as well. Either tell us two choices. Either tell us a joke or a quick story. The quick story can be either from your experience as an educator or not, or a quick joke. So, drum roll, please.
All right, I'm a horrible joke teller, so I think I'll go with the option B. So I'll tell y'all the story of the earthquake, the great earthquake in DC, well, in Maryland, in the DMV, right? We call DC, Maryland, Virginia, the DMV. So this was, I believe, 2011. It was like August 2011. So I just set up my classroom and I put all the books like in order. I'd taken like 2 days to put the books on the shelf. And the previous week at a staff meeting, the assistant principal had made a joke about how we need to go over different drills. We need to go over fire drills, hurricane drills, earthquake drills. Everybody was laughing, because we never get earthquakes here, ever. So anyway, at about 1:00 in the afternoon, I was on my planning period, and it sounded like a kid was running down the hallway. So I ignored it because I was like grading papers or whatever. Then it sounded like the whole 8th grade was running down the hallway. And I was just like, what in the world? So I get up. Next thing I know, everything comes down, right?
Wow.
All of these books I spent days, yeah. And come to find out, it's an earthquake. So it was just insane, but everyone was okay. Everything was cool. It was just scary. It was probably one of the scariest things I've ever experienced, but it was all was well. So thank goodness for that.
Wow, an earthquake in Virginia. Wow.
Yeah, it was insane.
Any last thoughts?
I would say one thing that I've really seen a lot lately that I've really been digging is that people are sharing their stories, and I think that that's really where we need to go as a profession, because everybody has something to give. So I just feel that it's great that more people are just sharing now. So anybody who's listening right now, definitely would encourage you to share your story and to get out there, make connections, listen to other stories, and encourage your students to share their stories as well.
I really appreciate that, because that's actually why I started this podcast, because I want to hear everyone's stories and I want to help amplify everyone's stories. So what better time to do it than having a seat table together, right? Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your time, talents, and treasure with me and the world. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And like a home-cooked meal, I hope this show has nourished your body and your mind. So until next time, with me, you will always have a seat at the table. Thank you, Dr. Sarah Thomas. Till next time.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here, so I appreciate it.